Hello and welcome to your Washington, D.C. area residential real estate market report from May of 2026. I'm Edward Slavis with the Slavis Group of LPT Realty, and let us begin as always with interest rates. Interest rates unfortunately have climbed back up to 6.46% nationally, according to Bankrate. A few things we always want to point out. First of all, in a way this is relative. This is still about a half point lower than it was a year ago when there were still plenty of people buying and selling homes. So relatively speaking, we're in a better position. Of course, we want to see this number trend lower. That in large part will depend upon, oil prices, what's going on in the Middle East, Fed decisions. There's so many unknowns there. We don't want to make predictions, but most analysts are expecting this number to drop over the course of the year. So we will look forward to seeing that happen. The second thing that we want to point out, of course, is that this is the national average. Our clients are seeing better rates than this. Many are seeing about 6.5. We have a couple of rate buy-down programs as well where people are seeing numbers in the high fives. If you're curious as to what you qualify for, let us know. We're happy to introduce you to one of our lenders. New listings in the Washington, D.C. metro area. This represents the sales over the last 5 years, all home types in all of the DC metro area. And as you can see, when rates increased in 2022, the number of new listings dropped from a high of about 10,000 a month in 2021, now down to around 5,000 or so per month. Closed sales similarly dropped. Interestingly, the ratio of homes selling to being listed are roughly the same. So in 2021, for every 100 homes listed, there were only 60 homes listed in 2025. However, for every 100 homes listed in 2021, 83 sold. For every 100 homes listed in 2025, 86 sold. What we've seen so far in the numbers of 2026 is around that 0.8 to 0.85 ratio is still valid. So the chances of a home selling, the percentage chance of it selling are roughly the same, just the total volume is down. Now, what's the impact on prices? Prices continue to climb. Now, this is the entire Metro DC area. This is not just DC, and these are all home types. Detached homes, condos, co-ops, row homes, everything. The prices continue to climb year after year, despite high interest rates. Breaking it down, red detached homes, purple are all attached properties, row homes and condos. Yellow are condos. Blue are all properties. Green are townhomes. No matter how you cut it, no matter how you analyze it, the median sale price in all 5 of these categories is slowly or quickly increasing over time despite high interest rates. That's very, very important to point out because we talk to people every single day who have the exact opposite impression based on a sale in the neighborhood or based upon what they're seeing in the national news. Price per square foot, again, for all 5 categories, all 5 classifications, is still climbing. Now, in the last year, they might be flat. In the last year, it might be a slight correction from the previous year, but all 5 of these lines are higher than they were 5 years ago when rates were at record lows and everyone understood we had a red-hot seller's market. Months of supply also continues to climb. We want to keep our eye on this. It's gone from 1 month of supply up to about, between 2 and 3. Anything less than 1 month of supply is a red hot seller's market. 1 and 2 months of supply is a seller's market. Between 2 and 3 is much more of a balanced market. Above 3, you start to get into buyer's market territory. So for detached homes, for attached townhomes, for all properties, and for all, the average of all attached properties, those are still in seller to balanced territory. It's really only the condos that are in the buyer's market territory. We, of course, want to see those come down for the health of the market and to really help support prices. However, relatively speaking, the market has slowed on these. Objectively speaking, it is still a very strong market. So it's not quite the red hot market that it was, but it's still a strong market. What matters most, though, all of these we were showing you before are the Washington, D.C. metro area. What matters is the micro market. And we kind of show these same ones again and again, but just give you an idea of this. If you have a home in AU Park, a detached home, the median for the Washington, D.C. metro area is meaningless. What we care about are detached homes just in AU Park. Here are the months of supply. Remember, everything below 1 is a red hot seller's market. So nearly every single data point on here are below 1. A handful of them are between 1 and 2 months, which is still a seller's market. There are maybe 3 data points in the last 5 years where it was a balanced market. So if you have a detached home in AU Park, that is a very, very strong seller's market. You can anticipate prices climbing higher and higher, and you can anticipate multiple offers, inventory moving quickly. It's tough to be a buyer in that market. If we look in Trinidad for months of supply with condos, we've had several conversations with condo owners in Trinidad and have made the case to them that it is not best for them to sell right now. There is so much inventory that it is hard to differentiate yourself unless you really, really lower the price. With 10 months of supply, we're actually at 11 months of supply. To put that into perspective, if no new condos were listed in Trinidad, the current inventory would not sell until April of next year. We'd go all the way through 11 full months at the rate buyers are buying before we finished out the existing inventory on the market today. No new homes come on, it would take 11 months. So it is very, very, very difficult to sell. When rates were crazy low in 2021, you had about 4 months of supply. That's still a buyer's market, but that's a very soft buyer's market. Now, if you want to buy in Trinidad, now is the time to make an offer because there's inventory that is not going to move unless you differentiate by really lowering the price. The reason why we say this is because when we talk to buyers, what matters is where they want to buy in that micro market. Then give me the neighborhood and the type of property, whether it's a 1-bedroom condo, 2-bedroom condo, row home, detached home, etc. If you're selling, what matters is the micro market where your home is. So what does this mean? Rates are high, relatively speaking, compared to 5 years ago. Lower, relatively speaking, than they were a year ago. But certainly rates feel high. How long? We really, really don't know. The market is slower. Total volume's down about 60%, but homes are still selling at the same percentage they were 5 years ago. The micro market matters more than the market. Obviously, there are 1,000 different neighborhoods throughout the DMV that our team that we work in, that we serve clients in. I can't give you a report on all of them. When you're looking to buy or sell with us, or with any agent for that matter, understand this micro market, the neighborhood, the type, because that is what's going to determine whether buyer or seller's market, how much inventory, how much leverage you have. I would assume right now it's a buyer's market. Unless the home is properly prepared, priced, and marketed, I would assume it's a buyer's market. I know rates are high, but it is a very, very good time to be a buyer. That said, on the seller side, homes are still selling for record prices and record prices per square foot. We just can't take the sale for granted. We need to then do the preparation, pricing, and marketing for a successful sale. Please contact us for a free consultation. If you or someone you know is looking to buy, sell, rent, renovate, refinance, anything residential related in the Washington, D.C. metro area, we would love to be a resource for you. Hope you found this informative. Give us a like and follow, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.